Three, two, one, let's go. All right, we're back with another condensed Go game. This one's got a lot of back and forth, a lot of give and take. So that's what we're going to call it, a little bit of give and take. And there's a lot of moves. So I'm going to try and fly through this. I actually don't know what the outcome is. My only note here to myself was that there's a lot of back and forth in this game. So evenly matched up, 9K versus 9K. I'm playing as black. Let's get into it. First move, upper right hand corner, let's giddy up. Take the corners, no big deal, pretty standard. Do push in there on the upper left, he pushes back. Right away, we both have some little bases built up. Nothing crazy and out of the ordinary just yet. Like I said, I'm playing as black, we'll see how this goes. Decent. That play, it's a bit far out, right? Because I got this wall sort of building up here for this lower left-hand corner, and I want to, in theory, have another wall here and capture all this space, but it's just, man, I've left too much room in there. That's a bit far out, I would say. White might play over here or over here to get this lower right-hand corner, but I've left this. Whoops, I've left this a little bit too wide open, I'd say. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, nothing too crazy going on. Oh man, look at that. So right away, like I said, there's just too much space in there. That's too open. White has a chance to throw in, try and get something, and we'll see what happens, because I've got a little base here. I have probably the lower left-hand corner. Another little base out here looks pretty safe, and in theory I have the upper right-hand corner, but with only one stone, it's tough to say right now. But moving on. So again, playing as black, so I'm trying to defend white. White's getting aggressive there. Cuts me off. So these two stones officially stranded on their own. Maybe they can run up and still live up this way, white certainly has a chance to kind of move down along one of these lines, E, F, or G, into this open space. For black, what I'd love to do is seal that up, right? If I can get two moves in there, maybe even one move, I'd probably play there, and then it's going to make it tough for him to kind of jump down there, but we'll see what happens. Just gonna back up one. Yeah, because I guess I did play a safe move here at, let's just play it ahead right there. Because if I played out here, he could have really forced some stuff. He could have played here, which would have forced me. I'd come down. I don't know. It could have been messy. I played a little bit conservative there, potentially. Jumping out a little bit, trying to save those two, as I talked about, kind of on the run there, now that they're officially cut off. I like that play, this one out here. This one starts to give a little bit of shape to these stones. Maybe I can get some eyes in there somewhere. But white is doing exactly what I talked about, pushing down in the middle and separating the center group from this lower left-hand group. I attack white, try and peel off one of his stones. White's doing a good job in there, in this little region here, just eating up my space, and by doing that, creating some space for himself. A little more play up in the middle to save those two stones that were cut off. I like that. So again, we got a bit of shape up here. I'll get at least one eye out of this, and then hopefully we can still build out upwards. Look at that, going upwards, very nice. Putting some pressure back down at the bottom there. I'd say my stones are in a bit of trouble right now. At the bottom, we had a group built down here, but right now we don't have a lot of captured space. That might only be one eye. We can pressure this stone, because they're kind of on their own right now, but not looking great at the bottom, I would say. Okay, so we jump out. White's looking to kind of attack underneath there, just where I was talking about. At least I've kind of run out of that space. I was a little bit confined. Maybe we could only get one eye, but by pushing through and up this way with these three stones, at least I can run now. I'm not gonna. It's not an immediate threat. I can probably carry that out and save that group. And again, trying to save that group, and I kind of like what I've done here. A bit of a box. We're building out there. But we're also, by doing that, we're not attacking this lower right, so white can kind of push up here, up along the right hand side, and start to capture this space while simultaneously pressuring this group in here, right? I don't know. Right now I'd say white probably has the advantage. We can do a quick score estimate. White by 31. Ooh, So not just a slight advantage, but white has a pretty serious advantage according to the AI right now, and we are 75 moves in, 76 moves in. So let's carry on. Black, okay. So we have officially one eye. We did get one down there. Thank goodness we ran up this way. Connected, all right, pushing. Yeah, he's gonna kill off a couple more. And so white's got that bottom right-hand corner totally sealed up now. That is officially white's territory. Looking pretty good up there in the upper left. Even with only 2 stones, I'd say white's got that upper left. This group, probably safe. Maybe I can threaten that because he doesn't officially have any eyes yet, and I can pressure these 2 stones here. And also he's got this kind of weird squeezed out group there, which is probably going to be fine. He can keep running out this way and he'll get at least one eye down here. Out of drawing mode and carrying on. So, okay, I like what I'm doing there. I'm capturing the right-hand side. That was nice. This group that just kind of squeezed out and barely survived, all of a sudden it's got a nice big chunk up there. That's probably our territory. Making sure I'm going to live down here at the bottom. Okay, perfect. So that bottom left-hand group is mine. Definitely going to win down there, no problem. White, interesting play. So I sealed up the bottom left. There's no real attacking moves down in the bottom right now. You know, maybe in here. Like if you played here, I'd like that move, or maybe here and threaten to squeeze in under the right-hand side there underneath this group. I like that play, but what he's done here, that's interesting because this one was all by himself at the 4-4, and he just attaches straight up, nothing else nearby, all by themselves out here, and he just chooses to attach. Which, sure, I don't know. I don't play that move a lot myself, so I'm not actually sure how this is going to play out. Interesting. Oh, okay, so I kind of like this, I think. I wasn't sure. Initially, I wasn't sure what I was going to do here. I assumed I would play here and try and win this corner, right? Because initially, when you have the 4-4, that's technically what you're usually going for, is the corner. But I didn't do that, and I kind of like how I played this. Because one more move, and I put the stone in Atari, you know, be playing here or here. But I talked about having this right-hand side and trying to build that up. All of a sudden, if I can get a wall up here, and it works sort of in conjunction with this wall down here, all of a sudden I might be able to capture all this interstitial space there in the middle by forcing, like if I play here next, depending on what he does, that would force white this way, would give me a decent little wall, like one more play like there at S15 to follow that up, and all of a sudden I'd probably have all that that middle chunk of the right-hand side of the board, which would be great. So I like how I played that. I'm trying to force white into the corner, which maybe he wasn't expecting that. We'll see what happens. And trying to capture this right-hand side. So that's definitely my thinking there. Interesting. Okay. A little, yeah, that kind of worked out. It's a little bit loose because there's cutting points here, and he can attack this stone. But I've set up a nice little string of black stones there, doing what I was just talking about, trying to capture that right-hand side. And with 1 or 2 more moves, I can get a nice little base up here with those stones that I've laid up there for the foundation. Sure enough, cuts me off. Not surprised. I'll end up with a couple groups, putting the pressure on. Okay, so this group of 4 of his probably going to live, but there's a chance I can pressure him this way. Maybe I can do something. This group of 4 of his, maybe I can kill them. But it looks like I'm going to have this group here, which in theory stretches all the way down there. That's one big one. Pretty solid. That worked out well, considering that started down here and kind of worked its way up to the right-hand side. And I'm also going to get this group here. This is a nice little base that I've started to build. There's a big move coming up, you know, here or here somewhere, to try and either for white to extend this left-hand corner out this way, or for me to take this group and extend this way. There's probably one big move left up that way in the middle of the center board. Look at that. Like clockwork, white extends, I follow up. So there we go. The 2 big moves that were left to take, white's saying they want this. I'm saying as black that I want that. What's next? Interesting. So white, yeah, there's a bit of pressure on these four. They weren't really attached anywhere unless they kill these two to get this whole corner. So white is trying to bridge this gap here by playing there because he can threaten inwards, threaten this stone, threaten to cut him off from this group down here, and really start to eat away at some space, just like what he did down here. He snuck his way in and ate up a whole bunch of territory. White is trying to do the same thing, squeeze his way in through the middle through an excessive gap that I've left, and then eat up a bunch of that space. Try and block him. Block complete. That was successful, I would say. Beautiful. Okay, so I got the right-hand side of the board. White is setting up a nice little string along here. If he can play like here or here, something like that, then all of a sudden he can kind of close that in, and that's a nice little group in the middle there. So got to keep an eye on that. Pressure that one stone, no big deal. I like what I'm doing up at the top of the board. Those three moves in a row, those last three, here, here, and here, look how much more territory that gave me. Because if before those, this was sort of that group, all of a sudden, I've come out here, like with 3 plays, I've captured like another, in theory, 12 points, something like that, because I've really extended, I've extended that group up in the middle. Again though, white doesn't want to do that. I've left too much space between these 3 stones. He can sneak in between those 2 or sneak in between those 2. And he's got a bit of a base to fall back on here if he can link back up again so that this one's not in as much danger. And he's threatening this one and threatening to slip right through again, as he has done now a couple times, or at least it tried to do a couple times. Okay, I sealed them off from the top. And I like this play. So, yeah, that was a pretty good sequence. I played those 3 there to seal up this. I'm saying, hey, this is my space. You can't really get in there now. And then by playing out here, I'm putting the pressure on these 3 with like a couple more moves. I can start to really potentially capture those 3. And then that'll become a huge influence in the middle of the board if white doesn't really have a presence there. Connect up, I like that. Now pressuring, I like it. This upper group is starting to push this way, threatening this stone, which is kind of off in no man's land a little bit by itself. He hasn't addressed that either. There we go. Attack that stone. Got a kill up there. He's going to have to respond because he's an Atari. Yep. So white's got the upper left. That's fine. Is what it is. But I've made a nice little group up here. This one that initially got cut off, right? But then it's extended. Got that whole upper portion. Combine those words. And also connected up to this group here that's on the left. So that actually becomes one big group, which is pretty solid. Not a whole lot of big plays left now. We're 164 moves in. Let's just quickly check the score. I think I've made a bit of a comeback. Could be more even now. Yeah, white by 7. I came back like over 20 points from move 75, 76, right? Because I was down by 30-ish points, and now I'm only down by 7. So pretty big swing there. Capturing this right-hand side, extending off this lower group, and then because this kind of was one group, he split it, and then all of a sudden I managed to swing that into a nice big gain up at the top, which connects through to this left-hand side. So, and of course I have down here, and this one's still in a bit of trouble. I have at least one eye in there, right, somewhere, but there needs a bit more definition to figure out what's going on, or I can potentially, maybe I can link up this way, right? And connect this group up to this group, bridge that gap, and then all of a sudden we're safe. And there's a bunch of space in here that's up for grabs. White can seal it off. If white plays here, all of a sudden I'd say that's probably white's. But we'll see. Back to the board. All right, 164 into 165. We can probably go pretty quick through the rest of the game here. White attacking. Okay. Some fun and games up here. This group, obviously I'm going to seal it off eventually, somehow. And then he's down to 1 liberty. And then I can probably go here, put him down to 1 liberty again, which is there. So watch this about to shape up, hopefully, for me, for black. We'll seal him off almost. Not quite. Throws in. Definitely some shenanigans happening in there. Okay, I'm going to end up with certainly some space up here. Again, my eyes are not defined here in the middle, so this center group still potentially in some danger. Don't love it. Playing some games there on the left. Who is threatening who? Ooh, interesting. I'm going to back up just a couple here because something interesting developed to about here. Okay. We talked about this group a little bit, right? It's only got 2 liberties, here and here. If I put this group into Atari right now by going here, he has to play here, which makes this one big group, right? This is all then connected. And then this one, again, no eyes. It's got a liberty here, 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 and here. But I can cut some of those off, right? I can play here, and all of a sudden, this is its kind of, its trailing point where you assume it's connected right now to this group somehow, even though it's not. There's definitely the potential to play here, and then connect to these, and then which then connects it back here. But watch a couple moves in here. I cut, that's an important point right there, the one that I just took, that one. Because I've kind of cut this group off now from this one. That was a very important spot. He doesn't recognize it here. He's pushing in further with his group in the middle. I cut that off. Maybe here he recognizes, oh shoot, I need to connect up with like this group of his up here. It's got to connect to this group here. And he's saying, I gotta go here and then here, but I think, did I cut that off? Yes, I did. So I saw that happening. All of a sudden, this group of his is almost dead. This does not look good for him. He doesn't have a way out here. He can maybe put me into some Ataris, maybe fight his way out. But I would say that group is dead. Let's quickly check the score. Black by 28.6. What a huge swing. Computer recognizes that this center group of his is going to die. So I started off down by 30 points as we were about 75 moves in. And now we're up by almost 30 points as we are... What move in are we? Oh no, I jumped way ahead. We're like 170, 180, where is it? There it is, 195. Okay, up by 30 points. That was a 60-point swing. Down by 30, and then I was down by 7, and now I'm up by 30 because I managed to cut this group off. Not over yet, but let's see how this plays out. Okay. He's in trouble. Put him in a tower. Oh! Oh no! Oh, I messed up. He put me in Atari, I didn't see it. He played here, this group of 3 is an Atari. I bet I blew the game here by doing this. I didn't see it, because all I have to do is link up right there. What's he gonna do? Nothing. I didn't see it because I was too excited to try and kill his off. Oh, what a huge mistake. Put him in Atari, but it didn't matter. Actually, it will matter. I'll still be able to kill that group, which I do. There we go. But all of a sudden, I only got half the kill that I was supposed to get. This whole group here, I was going to kill off, and he just got it back. I was up by 28.5. What is the... Now I'm down by 13. That was a huge swing. Man. Blew it. Okay, well... not fun. I totally blew that. Talk about back and forth and some swings. We have it all in this game. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Man. Almost done here. Play this out a little bit. What do we got? Interesting. This group of his, there's some pressure I can put on him here. This group of, what's that, 6 stones? If I play here, I put him into Atari there. I could potentially cut him off there. No, I guess not, because then he could play here and connect up. But there's something, I can definitely force a few moves up there. Something to keep an eye on. Probably won't matter in the end here. This is kind of end game type play here. This group in the middle, finally, I have my eyes defined. That's officially safe now. Was a little bit in limbo for quite a while. Okay, force him into Atari. Yeah, not much I can do there. We can quickly play out. Now we're just fighting over the last couple moves, and it's over. So there we go. 245 moves. Back and forth. What was the final score? White by 28. Man. Swings. Back and forth. Action. Lots of capturing and killing of territories in this one too. But like I said, 75 moves in, down by 30. Another, 100 moves after that, I was up by 30, which is huge. That's a 60-point swing, which is massive. You should win the game if you do that, because then I totally blew it. Didn't see an easy Atari that he put me in there, and I think I got greedy. I had the kill of this group. I had that and the vision in my eyes, and I couldn't see anything else, and I blew it. So he just played a simple move, killed me off, and that saved this entire group of his, which is what? How many points is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the game right there, because if I lost by 30 points, that's 15 points for him and a loss of 15 points for me, which is a total of 30 points. If I had have kept that, I probably would have won the game. Oof. All right, well, lesson learned. Don't get too greedy. Keep your eye on the prize, and you can't miss those easy little plays. I totally blew it. So anyway, fun game. Lots of back and forth. It was even Steven. 9K versus 9K. That's what I like to see. And he got the better of me in this one. So what can you do? You play another one and hope for the best. Learn from your mistakes and try to whoop some butt in the next game. So we'll do that, and we'll see you then in the next game. Goodbye for now. Let's go.